Hi, Libra babies. How are my Libras doing today? TGIF. Well, it's Friday for me. Other parts of the world, it's Saturday. For those of you that it's Saturday for, I hope you're having a good tomorrow, as I like to say to one of my best friends that lives in Australia, who is probably watching. Hello, my brother. So, this is your weekend tea. I've pulled the whole spread out for you. It is good for the sun, rising, moon, or Venus sign of Libra. For my Libra gang, keep in mind this is a general reading, so it will not resonate with all of you. It's going to resonate with whomever's energy I'm picking up on and whomever really needs to hear it the most. Maybe some of it'll resonate, maybe not all of it will. That's because it's a general reading for the sun, the rising, moon, and the Venus sign of Libra, okay? If general readings confuse you, they're not hitting it for you, relax about that. That happens to me all the time. For what it's worth, almost no tarot readings on YouTube resonate for me, very few. But I live a very different lifestyle than a lot of people. But if you're having that issue, book a private reading with me. The link to my website to schedule is in the description below. You know, I love reading for your sign. I kind of specialize in Libra now. I read for mostly Libra. If you're new to this channel, welcome to the family. Subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I read for your sign. And also, I have another channel called Soma Chandra. The link to that channel is in the top of the description below. And I read for all 12 zodiac signs there. And if you didn't impatiently fast forward through the intro, you know all that information now. For those of you that missed that, that's your problem, not mine. I do read for all 12 zodiac signs, though. Let's get into it. I have an interesting spread laid out here. So, with some good advice for you. Let's go through it. I used the Super Future Fortune Awesome Tarot deck. And I was like, tell me what's going on with my Libra gang. So I got The Secret, which is not a good card. Okay. And the Cats. Also, it's about like people that are not loyal, not good friends, or darker, shadowy energy around you that can't be trusted. The Secret is about like a brainwashing or a gaslighting or situations that aren't good for you, that influence you in a negative way, that trigger you. Whoever this person is or these people are or this situation is, they're not your friends. But I think that you don't have to worry so much anymore because it's in the past. And then I was like, okay, tell me a little bit more. Love and the anchor. So this is about a serious connection, a romantic connection, or a close friendship. Whatever this relationship is about, Libra, it's an anchor for you and not the good kind. This relationship is holding you back. That job is holding you back. That situationship is holding you back. For some of you, you're dealing with a secretive person that really doesn't have your best interests, and you're anchored in a negative way by the need for love from this person. It's bullshit. Let it go. Okay. And I was like, God damn, this is tough energy, but somebody needed to hear this. Okay. And I was like, okay, let's use the animal spirit guides to guide us. And do you have advice for them? So lizard spirit, dream the world into being, came in the reverse. So you need the protection message this week. And bee spirit, sweet results await. That also came in the reverse. But the reverses means you need the protection message of that animal. And the message of lizard spirit in reverse is great. Have you been allowing your imagination to run amok and dream up a nightmare that seems to have come true? Fear not, for whatever dreaming you did in the past can change today if you dream anew. Wake up from the perception that everything is wrong. Lizard spirit asks you to open your eyes and consciously dream a better dream, a more appropriate dream. What would it look like to already have what you desire and be the one you wish it to be? How might you feel? How might it feel to work toward co-creating this new dream into reality and into the world of the senses? Trust in your ability to dream anew and honor it today. So it's time to come up with a new dream and stop conjuring up fear from an old dream, okay? Because it's not serving you. And bee spirit is about working a little too hard and needing to stop and taste some sweetness in life. And it's also having like a lacking mindset and thinking, why don't I have what other people have? The message of bee spirit in the reverse is when bee spirit comes as your protector, she asks you to be very honest with yourself. So she wants you to be honest with yourself. Do you want to taste the sweet honey that others have been making, but you believe it's unattainable for you? Do you wonder how others ended up with so much magical honey when you seem to have none? Have you bought into the illusion of separation and become convinced that you can't have what others in the hive enjoy? Do you separate from the hive to do it all on your own or to hoard what honey you do have, unwilling to trust that there is plenty of support and plenty of sweetness to go around? So it's about resources and what others have and what you don't have. If you've been working and overdoing and have not given yourself any time to enjoy the sweetness of your life, Bee Spirit is telling you to stop and recharge. Perhaps you're afraid that if you don't get something done, it just won't get done. However, even busy bees need to take a break, and when they do, the honey still gets made. So remind yourself that sweetness is everywhere and available to you always when you need it. Wow, that's good advice. So I feel like this might apply to a different part of some of your lives. Also, my own intuition and my intuitive interpretations of this card, in particular for those of you that are worried about money, finances, career, even a relationship manifesting into being, your guides are kind of saying to you, look, you have to dream your world into being, and then you have to actually make it happen, and then the sweet results will await. Do you have a new dream? If you want the honey, you have to have a dream, and then you have to have a plan, okay? Or else you'll never get the reward. But keep in mind those messages that came out for you. I also have at the bottom of this deck the breakup. So some of you have recently been through a breakup or broken a contract of some kind with someone. So at the center of it all, here you are, my air signs, the Ace of Swords. You know the truth. You know the truth. You know it's time for a new cycle. You know it's time for a breakthrough. You know it's time to operate out of a place of, mental clarity, because the High Priestess is here with the Nine of Swords. Here's what I'm seeing here for you. You know the truth. You know that you have to start a new cycle somewhere else, maybe. You know you have to have that breakthrough, or perhaps you've already had it. Your intuition is correct, but I think it stresses you out. What I'm seeing here is I know the truth. I know what my intuition is telling me, and I don't like what my intuition is telling me. I don't want to believe it. Some of you are having a hard time keeping your own counsel, keeping quiet. The High Priestess sometimes has a secret. She keeps to herself. She's single. She wants to manifest. Some of you are experiencing some psychic pain. You're holding something in. I think it's a truth that you know that you don't like. Someone, I just heard they're the secret. Someone is a secret and they don't want to be. Yeah. So I think that's what's kind of going on for you guys this weekend. And the challenge is this Four of Cups, having a hard time doing anything about it. Can't get it off your mind, in a constant place of emotional reevaluation. Take your minute, okay, but just a minute. Don't fret over it. Don't mope about it. And some of you are like, I need a new breakthrough. I feel really disconnected and bored, and I don't quite know how to tolerate that. What's driving you is to just be still and calm and listen to your intuition, but you're stressed out and worried. Some of you are losing sleep. Some of you are maybe even experiencing some anxiety or depression. That's because it looks like you just went through something really tough, Libra. I got 4 cards for the recent past that's bugging you and deep within. 10 of Swords, 5 of Wands, Death. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, and here you are, the Queen of Swords. So I think that you went through some kind of a crisis or a loss. This might have involved a group of people or a lot of tension or diversity, and it just became too much, and that ended. Death. And I think it's what you kind of had to do with the Queen of Swords. It might have made you feel a little cold and disconnected, but I think you were like, this is how it has to be. And I noticed this Queen of Swords is looking over at this Four of Cups like, hey, I know that this is bugging you, but let's be smart and reasonable. Do you not see this sort of discernment? It's you handing it to yourself. A queen creates an environment. Even a man can be the Queen of Swords, ladies and gentlemen. You know, you did the right, you were being true to yourself. You are being true to yourself. You've had to go through these crises and these losses. For some of you, the 10 of Swords and Death is a health crisis or issue. Shit going down because of COVID. Maybe you lost a job or you got sick or something, a big change that hurt. It's been a real battle of wills. There's a lot of conflict, but you seem to be trying to handle it the best you can with the Queen of Swords. This could be another person that you cut off and ended things with. Maybe you can't get it off your mind. Some of you are very intuitive people. Some of you might be visiting a psychic or watching a lot of tarot. If that's the case and it's stressing you out, if what you're seeing in tarot is stressing you out, just stop. No one's making you do it, okay? That's not true for all of you, but it might be true for some of you. What you're thinking about a lot is the Two of Cups and the Magician. Really wanting to manifest a new cycle into your life that will bring a strong heart-to-heart connection and a deep bond with either another person or yourself. This magician could be someone else that thinks they can manifest you. I think this is you wanting to be the single catalyst for change in your life. For some of you, this is like a great job interview. For some of you, this is a relationship. The Two of Cups can be a unification with just you yourself or another person or anything in your life. You seem to know that you have to be resourceful and you can't be cynical and you have to have a plan and you have to do it alone. That might be scaring you and stressing you out a little bit, moving forward. What's coming in for you in the action that you're taking? Four of Pentacles to the Five of Pentacles. So for some of you, this is quite literally Pentacles and finances. Knowing that you have to take a very conservative approach to hang on to the foundation of your finances and your resources so that you don't suffer a financial loss. But for others of you, this is just like, oh, I've really got to hold on tight because I'm really worried. I'm worried about finances, resources, money, my pentacles. It's just a lacking mindset. There is help around you when the Five of Pentacles appears. And it would appear that the worst is behind you. You know you have to manifest from within and listen to your intuition. You also know you have to manifest on the surface. You might actually have to march your ass in there and talk to that employer face to face to get the job. Don't sit on your ass and do nothing if that's what you're doing. No offense, but some of you need a swift kick in the ass about stuff like that. Like you can't just wish for it to happen. But for others of you, you're hanging on to something emotional and not letting it go because you felt really left out in the cold. It's really bugging you because it's the truth and that's hurting. Own the feeling, okay? Just own the feeling and try to figure out a solution like the Queen of Swords would to get out of that kind of situation or feeling. You can sit like this all weekend if you have to. Or you can listen to what your higher self is saying. Go have dinner with a friend or march in there and talk to that employer or take a good long hard look in the mirror and say, what's my plan for myself? No one's going to do it for me. Whatever that magician wants to manifest and whatever that Two of Cups is. That's kind of your advice from yourself. Others of you really want to manifest love because you feel really left out in the cold. Try to let go of the lacking mindset, like B says. Maybe you look around and say, everyone else is happy but me. There are 8 billion humans on planet Earth. I promise you, not everyone around you is happy. And there are people that have it way worse. And I don't say that to diminish what you might be going through. Sometimes perspective can help. Sometimes it doesn't. So for what it's worth, the way you see yourself, who's coming at you with some weak ass little apology that you're running away from? You see yourself, I can read this in one of two ways. You see yourself feeling you might be trying to extend a little offer of emotion that's very shy and very vulnerable to someone, and they're running away from you. But this is meant to be you. The first card that came out was the Seven of Swords, and I was like, dang, Libra took their shit and left. Maybe she was a bitch or crazy, maybe that, maybe somebody, made you feel like you had to do that. I see you being strategic. I see you being flexible. I think you seem to feel like you need to be adaptable. Some of you even feel like you need to lie or simply just take your shit and get out of a situation that's not good for you so that you can go explore something else emotionally. But I feel like someone's running away from somebody else's apology or maybe you're trying to be, maybe you might be lying to yourself about emotions. You know, any of those things could resonate with you. Because I do have the moon at the bottom of the deck, and I have a king of wands here and the hangman. Are we hung up on some guy or a person that's kind of arrogant and confuses us? Yeah. Believe what you see, whether you want to see it or not. Okay. That could be a man or a woman, that king of wands. The king and queen of wands. The king of wands has been masculine and feminine for me a lot lately. And this high priestess is masculine, feminine, non-binary, and everything in between. They speak for everyone. So the energy around you, this is interesting. I clarified the crap out of it. Four of Swords, this person needs a break from you, or you guys haven't talked maybe in quite some time, or it's stagnant. This person's just dead on their ass. They're not going to do anything. They see themselves as the Four of Swords in your relationship. The way they feel about you is the Three of Swords. Their feelings are hurt. The action they want to take towards you is they want to put the past behind them and move on to calmer waters. We will do this with or without a person. And I was like, okay, do they want to do it with or without Libra? The Six of Swords doesn't tell me a lot. It's pretty open-ended. So I clarified it even further. I got the Hermit, the Nine of Pentacles, the Lovers, the Empress. There you are, Libra. You're the Empress. Could be dealing with a Virgo or a Gemini. Maybe I got Pisces here, Aries, Virgo here, Scorpio here, Capricorn here, more Scorpio, a little bit of Sagittarius, a little bit of Cancer. It could be any sign. This person's withdrawn from you and searching their soul. This could be a married person that you're a lover with, and they're thinking about being your lover, but they need to be single first. And I don't have any evidence to suggest that in the cards, but I kind of get a hunch that that might be true for a few of you. Or that this person's withdrawn and searches their soul. They are very focused on themselves. They're all about themselves, their career. They want to be single right now, but they do have a strong attraction to you, Libra. They want to be your lover, but I don't know that they're ready to give up their choices, and something's breaking their heart. This could also be like they're in the process of moving on from a heartbreak from you, a relationship with the two of you, or from some other part of their life. The Three of Swords is about communicable disease, illness, and COVID. Like maybe they're trying to recover from something that has to do with that. I don't see them talking to you this weekend. I see them searching their soul about you. The way you're feeling, the Chariot, you're like, okay, well, I'm determined. I want success. I am moving forward towards victory in my life. Some of you are into a Cancer, or you have Cancer in your chart. I have Cancer in my chart. My moon's in Cancer, and the Cancer is incredibly driven. And I see you feeling like, I see you talking to yourself about this actually. Like, I have to determine the direction I'm going. I know that I have to succeed. If I want success, I have to be determined. I have to have drive. Some of you do drive. Some of you are considering relocating or traveling or commuting for work, but you want forward motion in your life. You want to move forward, and that will either be towards someone or away from someone. But you know that you have to determine the direction. I was like, okay, what direction are they going? And I wasn't satisfied with just one or two cards. I really had to clarify out the final outcome. Ace of Pentacles, a new start. So maybe a new job or a new relationship. You want to plant this seed. Things are changing soon and quickly. The Wheel of Fortune is turning, Libra. Focus on the right things for the right reasons. And your destiny is in your hands. Okay? Things will change by fate. The universe will put some things in front of you, and you've just got to tolerate the stress and go with the flow. Luck is on your side. If you choose new beginnings that you can actually plant that will manifest into abundance, you will be planning for the future. You will be holding still and thinking about your destiny for the next year. You'll be having a lot of foresight, and that puts you in a place of judgment. This is a rebirth. You cannot ignore the inner calling. You have a major choice to make, a major lesson learned, listening to the divine as it guides you. And normally when judgment comes, we're at a crossroads. Well, what's a crossroads look like? There are 4 choices usually. You can go back from whence you came, or you have a few choices in front of you. So big changes about new cycles. Some of you are thinking about relocating. Some of you are standing still and thinking about the future, making future plans, examining the full growth potential of the next cycle in your life, be it work, where you live, a relationship. And you're like, okay, I can't ignore the inner calling. I'm at this crossroads. I'm like, okay, usually judgment refers to, or often judgment refers to a choice. And you know you have to focus on the right things for the right reasons, and you know you need to have foresight. I was like, okay, show me 2 different choices in regards to judgment. One of those choices will lead you to the devil. A Capricorn maybe, but I don't mean for it to be a Capricorn. You have a choice. You can't ignore the inner calling. One of these choices will keep you chained and bound to something that is not healthy for you. Another choice you can make can lead to a much happier cycle where there will be love, where there will be creativity, where you can pour into something from the heart. So that's not going to be true for everyone, but often when judgment comes, there is a major choice. You're at a crossroads. So what will you choose? Will you choose the thing that chains and bound you, that you're probably drawn to like a moth to a flame that you're addicted to? It could simply be an insecurity and an old pattern of thinking. Or will you let that fucking go and choose something new from the heart? I can see that it's making you feel somewhat insecure. The future is uncertain. It's uncertain, but the truth is everyone's future is uncertain. And the best thing you can do, Libra, to manifest positive cycles into your life that you feel you have control over, if you want to feel like you're riding this wheel of fortune, like it's a wild horse that you just broke, that you now completely control, which is your destiny, by the way. Newsflash, you do control it, a lot of it. You will have to be the magician. Yeah, that single catalyst. And you're going to have to look at yourself in the mirror, or you're going to have a good, productive conversation with somebody. So think about how you can address this. This looks like, yeah, stress. What can you do to release financial burdens? What plan can you make? You're going to have to take a conservative approach. Maybe some of you will have to pinch pennies, or maybe it's you won't let go of the fact that somebody left you out in the cold. They left you out in the cold. If they left you out in the cold, they're either going to apologize and make it right, or they're not. Either way, you have to let it go, or this is how you're going to feel for a while. The choice is yours. I know it's easier than it sounds, or harder than it sounds, but figure out how you can work through that, okay? Yeah, that was intense. So that's your weekend tea, Libra. I hope it resonates with you. And if it does resonate with you, or at least if it resonates with you, I hope it helps you, okay? Book a private reading with me if you want to work with me personally. I love you guys. I hope you have a great weekend. I'm always listening to the universe for you. See you next time.